Hey up everyone, welcome to the Product X channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll notice from last year and some point this year, I've been posting pictures of this GPZ550.
GPZ! GPZ!
GPZ550,
GPZ!
which I did say I'm going to start work on. Now, I did plan on getting this bike up and running on the road. I'm going to do a vlog on it, which I've been dying to do a GPZ for such a long time, more than any bike I've ever owned. I love GPZs, I've got two of them. I've got a 1989 one in the other room there, which is the Cafe Racer project, which I want to complete this year. I've not had time to do that, but this bike, I've just got it running. I've done the valve clearances on it, and I've also cleaned out the carburetors and jetted the pilot jetting because it was running way too lean. Done various bits and bats, other bits, done a fuel diaphragm change because that fuel tank was leaking. And the bike fires up and seat appears to run to a decent standard now. But unfortunately, my business is selling motorcycles, so I've had an offer on this one. Someone wants to come and buy it and actually coming to collect it today, so I won't be able to get this out on the road as planned. Other things as well, sadly, I know it's probably a disappointment to some people if you've been following me on Instagram and you want to see me get out on the GPZ. I will get one in the future, but I think I prefer to buy one that's actually running and just become a cosmetic project to me rather than a mechanical one. There's still things on this bike to do, fork seals, the forks are pitted. I'm going to take you around it in a minute and show you around the bike, we'll get it fired up. But there's too much work to be doing on this for me right now. We are planning on possibly moving house, moving location. We are planning on doing that, and that means that I need to get rid of quite a lot of bikes, and I don't want to be spending this whole year sat in the garage doing projects all the time. I want to get out riding because I missed a lot last year doing that. And the thing is, I've got all my audio equipment kind of to a decent standard now for motor vlogging, so I want to get out there and start riding, making videos again, doing more bike reviews opposed to doing projects. Okay, but anyway, let's take a look at this bike. So the bike looks absolutely immaculate on camera. Believe me, there are some rough spots if you get closer on this. It's actually, the paintwork is in not too bad condition. It will polish up, but we've got some scarring on the stickers, as you can see here. You can buy these decals if you want to repaint one or something like that. These panels have got cracks in them. They're very weak plastic on the GPZ. It's not tough at all. It's like recycled stuff. This one, again, it's a 1986 model, so it's seen some action. Usually on the GPZs, you get these side casings all damaged, but this one's okay. I've actually repaired one for my other one. You've seen that on Instagram if you follow me once again. You can buy these on eBay. They are replacement ones. I don't know if they are aluminium or if they're just decals, but you can buy these. If we were to get one of these, I'd probably stick it over the aluminium one to restore it. The forks are pitted and the fork seals are leaking. These stanchion tubes, I'd probably ditch them, to be honest. You can get them re-chromed, but you can buy some GPZ550 forks for around 70 quid used in good condition on eBay anyway, something like that. But this one's obviously had the good old satin black spray paint ready for its sale. In the past, people used to do that, used to buy some satin black paint and just cover the bikes in it, make them look like nice and new. Looks like they've got some overspray on the header pipes here as well. Not many of these have got surviving nose cones as well. Lots of the nose cones are all broken and damaged. This one's got a little bit of, it's cracked in there from the brackets, but it's still usable, it's still on there. The seat's in great condition. The later models had leather seats. This is quite a brittle material, but it's lasted on there, it's not too bad. The exhaust, this is an aftermarket exhaust, probably worth a little bit of money, I should imagine. I could have really swapped this with a standard exhaust, but some people prefer standard silencers anyway. But it's not too loud, this one. It just sounds standard, but it looks quite tricky. It's all chrome, it's in good condition. These look to be slip-on, so what they used to do back in the day, you probably just chop it there and slip this pipe on.
GPZ!
Believe it or not, these are an absolute pain in the ass to work on. Not so much the engine work, but the carburetor work itself. To get the carburetors out, it's not a case of just pulling the airbox boot apart and just slide the carbs out like on most other bikes. You have to actually remove the battery casing, the airbox itself, then the carburetor boot container, and then the carbs will come out of here. So one good tip, please, is get your carbs running tip top before you actually assemble the bike back together, and then leave it where it is and keep that air filter in good health. This one has a swept screen wind deflector for it. I think that looks absolutely bloody awful. These look better with the standard screen on, which is a low cut one. I don't like that at all. If I was going to keep this bike, that would have to go. This side is in a lot better condition than the other side. I think that's mainly due to the fact that it's a UK bike, so you don't get debris flying up from cars and trucks and things and scratching it. The other side's got quite a lot of scratches on the tank decal there. This casing's in good condition as well. Not many of them have these undamaged. So this bike, it appears to me, it's not been down the road ever. It's not been crashed, because, well, unless someone replaced it. But usually you get these all ground off. It's hard to find an 80s bike what hasn't been dropped in its life. One thing to look out for if you're buying a GPZ and you're paying top dollar for it is the gear selector linkage. They're very loose. I mean, if it's had a hard life or a bike of this age, you're going to find these selectors loose. And what happens is this aluminium casing here, the shaft is actually, it rides against the aluminium casing itself. So inside here, the gear selector shaft will wear it out. So you're going to get lots of movement, side-to-side movement there. This is a floating shaft in there, so the selector pin is only held on by circlips. Older Kawasaki, they did use a lot of these circlips to fasten their components together, even in the gearboxes, which is pretty tight of them really. So you do have to replace these parts. You can buy them, you can buy these replacement shafts and stuff like that. Other than that, you can get someone who's got a TIG weld like me, could weld it up and drill it out and match that bore and make it nice and tight. What I would do with this personally is remove this linkage altogether and put my own selector on there. It's okay having a linkage like this. You can adjust it, you know, you can drop it down just like that or raise it up wherever you need it to be. But it is a pain when you're riding, because look at all that plane there. And this does want addressing, so it's a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest. But yeah, that's one thing to look out for. If you see one where this selector linkage is all nice and tight, then the bike obviously has not had a hard life.
GPZ!
Let's have a look at this digital dash display in here. I love this actually. It's so 80s retro. It's like something from Star Wars. Watch, you turn it on, it goes through a function test, and we've got empty fuel, empty tank, side stands obviously down. I don't know if the battery light should flash with the ignition on, engine off, something like that. We're going to fire it up anyway. I'm going to get a choke out. Fuel to prime, bit stiff that is. The bike's actually pretty quiet, say these race silences are on there. So I'm actually pretty gutted that I've got to sell this bike after doing all that work on it. It's not a great deal of work for me, to be honest. Do the valve clearances and replace a few bits here and there, but the bike seems to a little bit more tuning and a good run out. It'll probably run even better, but the gearbox seems to work okay. A little bit notchy against neutral, that's because the selector's quite slack. But apart from that, the bike seems to run alright, and only riding up and down here in the garage is probably as far as I've ever been on a GPZ550. But like I said, it's not the end of the world. I will get another one. I want the black one. I like the black one best. I may buy a red one, paint it black like this. Definitely will be doing that. But there's a lot more work involved to get this up to my standard. I would like it to be fully restored, not just a riding MOT pass, riding project bike. So, but yeah, the bike runs all right. It fires up okay. A little bit groggy up and down once the carb's balancing out, I reckon. But it's going to a guy who's going to restore it, and I'll probably keep in touch. He's going to pick it up today. Probably going to be in another hour or so. I'm going to keep in touch with him, hopefully. He's got a few 750s, and I'll see if I can hook up with him and get a little go on them. If you've got a GPZ 550 and you're around the Yorkshire area or somewhere not too far from me to travel, I wouldn't mind coming down having a go on it and put it on the channel. But I absolutely love these bikes, these old bikes. It's a ticket to the past. You can actually get one of these. It's like a time machine. You can actually jump back to your youth if you used to ride these back in the day, or if you used to dream about them when you was a kid. I can remember most kids used to have posters of these, not the 550, but they used to have posters of these on the wall. I can remember going past the bike dealerships in Barnsley Town Centre and seeing these in the shop windows with the sales tags on. Absolutely gorgeous. I really think that every biker should have an 80s bike in their garage as well, because I'm always going to keep myself a retro bike, hopefully. But I think if this bike was restored, then I would probably ride this maybe more than my Aprilia. It doesn't matter if it's got 53,000 miles on it. You're not going to try and keep the mileage off it. You try and find one. If you can find one of these that's done 22,000 or less, then it's going to be worth quite a significant amount of money. But it's time now to wrap up. The guy shouldn't be too long as he's here. He was going to get here for around about 11 o'clock, so I better give him a final wipe over and get all the bits and bats out for him. It is a shame. I do regret selling it because I don't know if I will ever buy another one in this condition, let alone find a black one. But I can hear some car doors clattering outside, so I think the guy's here, so I better not leave him stood waiting. Yeah, I buy and sell motorcycles, so I can't hold them here forever. They've got to go. That's how I make a living. Unfortunately, we've had some freakish, crappy weather which has kept me indoors. I've not been able to get out riding at all, and I would have got this on the channel. But it's not the end of the world. I will get another one. I really do want to buy a GPZ in perfect working order. So let me know on Instagram, something like that, if you've got a GPZ and you're around the Yorkshire area. I'd like to come have a look at it, and if you want to let me have a blast on it, much appreciated. So anyway, see you later. Thanks for watching.